Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the end of the year. Happy New Year, coming up in the next few days. It's finally time for me to do my favorite videos, some of my favorite videos that I do every single year, and that is talk about my favorite movies of the year. So today is part one of two of my top 10 favorite movies of 2023. I slacked a little bit this year, I won't lie. I watched 102 new releases this year. I know it's like, oh, Jack, 102, that's freaking crazy. No way you slacked. For me, that's a bit of a slack. I took some time off, didn't watch as many movies as I would have liked to this year, but I still feel like I had a pretty good palette and a pretty good slate of films that I watched. I think that overall this year was a pretty solid year for film in general. But basically what we're going to do is there's a lot of films I want to talk about. So what we're going to do is cut it into two videos. This video is the honorable mentions. It is 25 through 11, and then we'll have the video come out either on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. I'm not sure which day I want to ride with yet, but one of the 2 days we will have my 10 through 1 of the year. So make sure you come back for that video. Make sure you subscribe. I just want to say off the top, thank you so much to every single solitary person that watched my Iron Claw video, subscribed through my Iron Claw video, and is here because of my Iron Claw video. It has over 5,000 views at the time of recording this, which is absolutely insane. So I appreciate all of the support on that. I appreciate you all for watching that. It's absolutely fantastic. I never imagined that video would pop up like it did. But here we are. And if you're new because of that video, thank you so much for coming in and checking out even more videos. All right. Movies I did not see this year that I would have liked to see this year. This is the segment in which I tell you all the movies I did not watch this year. Like I said, I slacked a little bit this year and only saw 102. So let's talk about it. Hypnotic, I did not see, would have liked to have seen. Wish, the newest film from Disney, I did not get to see. Haunted Mansion, I did not see as well. Nead, one that could be up for some Oscar buzz, I did not get to see. Silent Night, I really wanted to see but did not get to see. Rustin, which is one that I really wanted to check out, but just did not have the time to watch, as well as American Symphony, which is a documentary about John Baptiste and his wife. I really would have liked to see that movie. I did not get to see that one either. What am I missing here? The Equalizer 3, I did not get to watch. Joyride, Leave the World Behind. Those are two other ones that I wanted to see that I did not get to see. What am I missing here? Flora and Son, Gran Turismo, How to Blow Up a Pipeline, All of Us Strangers, The Hunger Games, The Zone of Interest, Still, Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret, American Fiction, Wonka, Society of the Snow, which actually comes out next year technically, Godzilla Minus One, and Blackberry. Now that's a long list of films that I did not see, and again, like I said, I slacked this year. I did not get to see as many movies as I wanted to, and also not every movie is available. So, like, I'm not part of any critic groups. I don't get any, like, of these award screenings that everyone gets every year that they show off on social media. I don't get any of those things. So, films like American Fiction and Society of the Snow and, you know, others like that, All of Us Strangers, which I really want to see. These movies aren't out wide yet, so I don't get to see them. So, like, there are films in here that you're like, Jack, how have you not seen this? One, I didn't go to the festival they premiered at, and two, I don't get the award screenings like everyone else does. So this list is just straight up my list of what I got to watch in theaters this year. So I'm going to stop dilly-dallying. I got my iPad in front of me so that I have everything up here. Let's get into the list. I think why not just jump right into it. 25 is Carl's Date. It is the short film from Pixar that played before Elemental. This one's going to be quick because it's a short film. It's fantastic. It is the final story of Carl, as far as I know. Very emotional, very well done. The animation's fantastic. Just a really solid movie that I really enjoyed, and it was a perfect kind of get ready for Elemental, which is also a movie that is not on this list, but I really did enjoy this year. 24 is Poor Things, one of the most recent films I've seen this year. I think Emma Stone deserves all the Oscar buzz that she's going to get and more. I think the supporting cast is absolutely fantastic. What Yorgos Lanthimos does here is wild, wacky, crazy, but it really is telling a very human story at the core. It's about exploration. It's about coming of age. It's about learning about life and freedom and things like that. And I think that while it was this grand bombastic kind of epic tale in terms of costume design, set design, technical, when you look at the writing, it's very personal and very very intimate, and I really liked that, and I thought that was absolutely fantastic. So Poor Things comes in at number 25 on my list. Coming in at number 23 on my list is A Little Prayer. Now, I don't think this film has even been released yet, but it came out at Sundance this year, and I absolutely adored it. I think it is a incredible family tale about relationships, falling out of love, about the relationships that we make within the relationships, and coming to terms with what happens if a relationship deteriorates. What happens to those other smaller relationships within that relationship? I think it was very, very well done. I have to give credit to Bill Strathnair. I don't know how to pronounce his name particularly, but he plays Bill. He's the lifeblood of this movie, I think, along with Jane Levy, who plays Tammy. Their relationship is so sweet. It's so intimate, and it's so heartbreaking. And I don't know, this film really wrecked me, and it stayed with me all the way from January until now, and it finishes at number 23 on my list. Number 22 is Sometimes I Think About Dying, another film that has not come out yet. It comes out, I believe, in January of next year, that I got to see at Sundance last year, that I absolutely adore. The atmosphere here is one of my most favorite things about this movie. It is Pacific Northwest, Seattle, Washington, Oregon area, and I love the overall just vibe of the movie, first and foremost. Second and foremost, Daisy really is phenomenal in this movie. She gives by far her best performance of her career, and this movie is a film that you are following this very introverted character try to kind of spread her wings and fly. That sounds really corny, but that's kind of what it is. And watching her make these relationships and kind of come out of her shell, I stand Fran, which is the main character's name. I think she's absolutely fantastic. This film has also stayed with me since January and Sundance. I absolutely adore it, and it comes in at number 22 on my list. Coming in at number 21 on my list is Anatomy of a Fall. If you've not watched this movie, I highly recommend it. It's going to get Oscar buzz. It's going to win some awards. I can guarantee it. It is an incredible use of detail, writing, and sound. Those are the three key elements here that I think are done to an expertly done level. Sandra Huller, phenomenal. Absolutely incredible. She gives such a very intimate but emotional performance that I think people are praising, rightfully so, and deserves the praise that it's going to get. The direction from Justine Triet is incredibly impressive. It's shot beautifully. And once you get into the courtroom, it is a thrilling courtroom drama. It's got very sharp dialogue. It's got intriguing views. And it has a very interesting ending as well. You will be left wondering, did she do it or did she not? And the ambiguity of that ending is something that I love and has stayed with me ever since I first watched it. Meticulously crafted, brilliantly delivered. Every detail mattered, and if you missed something, that might completely change your view on whether or not she did it or not. I really enjoyed it. It comes in at number 21 on my list and is one of the best experiences I've had this year. Watched it in a theater. Don't regret it. If you've not seen it, I highly, highly recommend it. Coming in at number 20 on my list is Priscilla. Absolutely mesmerizing. This is a dream sequence of a movie. I couldn't look away. Sofia Coppola moved us through every single stage of this relationship between Priscilla and Elvis. And I think the thing I like so much about it is how the film is broken up. You have these dreamlike sequences watching Priscilla fall in love with Elvis and the aura of Elvis. And then you have these cold, very dry, very dark sequences where the reality of the relationship sets in. I think that this is brilliant storytelling from Coppola. I think Kaylee Spaney, sorry if I mispronounced her name, is a revelation here as Priscilla. She is incredible. And I'm going to be honest, I think Jacob Elordi gets the job done here. I'm not going to lie to you. Now, this is not a movie about Elvis. This is a movie about Priscilla. So Elvis is not at the forefront here. But when he's there, it was believable. And I know people scoffed at the casting before it became a thing. But once you actually watch the movie, you're like, okay, I kind of get it. It's a whimsical dream. It breaks your heart. It comes in at number 20 on my list. And it is an experience that I think it left me feeling both uncomfortable, but also hopeful. So, yeah. Coming in at number 20 is Priscilla. Coming in number 19 is Rye Lane. This one came out at Sundance. Did not get to see it at Sundance. I watched it in April, but I really wanted to see it at Sundance. This film is freaking awesome. I loved it from top to bottom. Incredibly snappy writing, fast-paced direction, 2 electric performances. It is a short but sweet love story. It does get a little cliche at the end, but I forgive that in the grand scheme of things. It was an incredibly delightful time. David Johnson, Vivian Oprah are both incredible here. I think they bring such a dynamic powerhouse duo that I didn't even know I needed. I fell in love with this couple. They feel so real. It's very raw. It's watching them kindle this relationship as they are both getting over their exes. It's a very relatable film that leaves you wanting more and leaves you falling in love with this couple. So it comes in at number 19 on my list. It's on Hulu. I highly recommend you check it out. It is an underrated gem that I think everyone should watch because it really is that good, and I really, really did love it. Coming in at number 18 is Bottoms. I was so excited to see this movie. And it is absolutely hilarious. It is cold-blooded. It's raunchy. Rachel Sennott, Ayo Edebiri are both incredible here. Their dynamic is the best part of this movie. I think they are very different in how they act. They have very different personalities, but they it's like the opposites attract, and they work so well. Direction is fantastic. I love how it's short. I'm not gonna lie. Shorter movie, shot beautifully, has some good emotion that hits. It's a film about identity. It's a film about friendship. It's a film about relationships. And it is a classic high school comedy that I think many will love. Not everyone will love this. I will not lie. A lot of people will hate it, actually. But I think a majority of audiences are really, really going to like it. And Marshawn Lynch, absolute MVP of this. I think he's absolutely fantastic, and I don't even know what to say, man. I think this is just one of the craziest experiences of a movie I had all year, and it's one that I highly recommend you go check out because, my God, are you in for an absolute ride. All right, coming in at number 17 is Fair Play. I actually, looking back, wish I would have ranked this movie higher because at the beginning of the year, at a time, it did sit at number 1 on my list. I will not lie to you. It was that good, but it's absolutely electric. Phoebe Denevor, Alden Ehrenreich are so good here. So good. I can't even stress how electric and dynamite their performances actually are. And the direction from Chloe Damon is so sleek. Watch this one at Sundance. It was by far the best screenplay of the festival. It tackles gender dynamics in the workplace. It does it very effectively. It does it very sharply, like you're getting like a gut punch. I was locked in. And I was watching this on my couch at home in the middle of Sundance, and I was locked in from start to finish. I think it is electric performances, sleek direction, like I've already said, and a screenplay that will leave you kind of grasping for air because it is so tight. It did lose a little bit of luster at the end. Some choices are made that were questionable to say the least, but the ride is incredibly thrilling, and it's by far my favorite film of Sundance this year, and one that's on Netflix that I think people should watch because it's just that damn good. Coming in at number 16 is Asteroid City. I love Wes Anderson. There's no secret there. He's one of my favorite directors, so this should be a surprise to absolutely nobody. It's very good Wes Anderson. It is. It is quality Wes Anderson. It's probably one of, if not his most contemplative movies when it comes to like the meaning of life and things like that. And it's a very emotional movie as well. The thing I think sometimes Wes lacks in his movies is an emotional punch. I won't lie. Like I think he does lack emotional punch in some of his movies. This movie is emotional, and it leaves you sad and contemplative, like I said about life and everything. And I really like that, and I give it props. The cast is phenomenal. Margot Robbie's cameo is one of the best scenes of the year. The only thing that I would say is Tom Hanks feels a little out of place, which sucks because I was so excited to see him in this movie, and he felt a little out of place. If you love Wes Anderson, you're gonna love this movie. Beautiful production design, of course, the classic cinematography. This is another classic Wes Anderson movie, and one that I've seen on quite a few people's lists this year, which has made me happy because I think it deserves the praise that it's getting, and yeah, it's one of my favorite films of the year. We're coming into the top 15, and at number 15 is Creed 3. It's a knockout. It's absolutely phenomenal. The performances are great. Not going to talk about the one guy. Won't even mention his name, but his performance here was good. I will say that, but not going to talk about him. Michael B. Jordan, Tessa Thompson, fantastic as well. Michael B. Jordan is a good director, and he proved that in this movie. It is his directorial debut, but this was an incredibly well-directed movie from him. It's very impressive. The fight sequences leave you on the edge of your seat. If you watch this in a theater, you were in for a treat because it was absolutely fantastic. The writing, however, is the best writing of this series. It is a self-contained story that does not need the Rocky IP. It's an emotional story, not reliant on the past, and it works. I think that if it dwelled too much on the past, that would have been a wasted opportunity, but it didn't, and because of that, it's one of my favorites of the year, and it comes in at number 15 on my list. Coming in at number 14 is Maestro. It is one of the more recent films I've seen at the end of this year, and one that really, really stuck with me. It looks like classic Oscar bait, of course, Bradley Cooper, Carey Mulligan, biopic in black and white. It looked like Oscar bait, but I walked out like, holy crap, this is a great movie. Powerhouse directorial effort from Bradley Cooper. I don't think it's a secret that Bradley Cooper can direct films. We saw that with A Star is Born, and I don't think that was a fluke, and it was not, because this film is absolutely brilliant. The church sequence in this movie is breathtaking. It is 6-7 minutes of holding your breath, watching pure filmmaking, and I fell in love with this love story. It is a very complicated love story. It is a story about loss, and it is a story about greed, and it is a story about coming back to each other, and it is a story about supporting no matter what. The performances are top notch, but Carey Mulligan is the backbone, the anchor, the support of this movie, and she deserves Oscar buzz, and she will get it, I believe, because she is absolutely incredible. Technical is stunning. Music is amazing. The emotion is absolutely all time. It's a winner for Netflix. It is. I won't lie. It's a real contender for Bradley Cooper. It is a very stunning biopic that I think I will personally remember for a long time, and one that I will revisit numerous times. And with that, it comes in at number 14 on my list. Coming in at number 13, and this one might piss people off that it's down so low, but I still absolutely love it. It's Past Lives. Saw this at the end of June. Lived with me for a long time. Absolutely incredibly well crafted. It's a beautiful film. It's about love. It's about fate. It's about timing. It's about how everything connects in some way, shape, or form. It is an incredible directorial debut from Celine Song. Absolutely breathtaking. And the film in general is gorgeous to look at. The performances are stellar. Greta Lee in particular is absolutely phenomenal here, but the entire cast absolutely shines. And I loved the score of this movie. I think it was so well done and so right for this story, and I think that it's one of the better scores of this year. Believe the Hype. If you have not watched this, go watch it. It's an incredibly emotional ride. It's one that I think many people will relate to, many people will fall in love with, and many people will have their hearts absolutely broken. It comes in at number 13 on my list, but just because it's at 13 does not mean that I didn't love it. It's one of my favorite films of the year. Now, coming in at number 12 is Saltburn. We are going to take a sharp left turn, then a sharp right turn, then drive right into a pond, Dwight Schrute, Michael Scott style, going to Saltburn. Oh, Emerald Fennell, you twisted lady, you. This is a shocking and twisted and crazy fever dream of a movie. It's highly divisive. It's out on Amazon Prime now. A lot of people love it. A lot of people absolutely despise it, and I understand why, because it has the shock value of all shock value, and it will leave you absolutely scarred and jarred and all of the ards. But let's get to brass tacks here. Barry Keoghan delivers his career best performance. It is absolutely incredible. It is outer-worldly. It is something unlike anything we have seen. He is transformative here and absolutely chilling as this character. The direction from Emerald Fennell, like I already said, is stunning. It's twisted. It's got this type of aesthetic that is so grand and epic. This is one of the master classes of technical this year, and I love to throw that phrase around, but I really mean it for this one. The set design, the costume design, the cinematography, the sound, it's all so incredibly well done. The attention to detail is just stunning. The technical here shines. It really does. The writing can get a bit predictable, but it doesn't matter to me. I was fully entranced, and the ending is fantastic. And with that, Saltburn comes in at number 12 on my list. It's not safe for work, and it's absolutely jarring, and I ate up every second of it. It was absolutely fantastic. Coming in at number 11, a film that stuck in my top 10 for so long at number 10, and then it just got edged out at the end of the year. We'll talk about that in my next video. But Air, God, I can't believe Air is still this high up on my list. Call me a dad, call me a sports fan, call me whatever you want. I work in sports for a living. This is the ultimate dad movie of 2023, and I absolutely loved it. It's a damn good, feel-good movie. You'll be cheering at the end. The ensemble is incredible. Matt Damon carries. Viola Davis is stunning, as always. It's so well done. The direction from Ben Affleck. It's another film on this list directed by an actor that is absolutely fantastic. We had Bradley Cooper. We had Michael B. Jordan, just to name a few. No notes. Affleck brings his all here and does it so well. The writing, for the most part, works. If you have not seen this movie, watch it, because I think everyone can find a reason to love it. It's such an interesting story, and for that story to finally reach film was awesome. That's like literally the best thing to put it. It was awesome. I loved the trailer for it, and then when I watched it with a bunch of guys from work. We all absolutely loved it. It's a great story. It's phenomenally done, and it was in my top 10 for so long this year, but it did end up falling at number 11. That's it. To recap, 25 is Carl's Date, 24 is Poor Things, 23 is A Little Prayer, 22 is Sometimes I Think About Dying, 21 is Anatomy of a Fall, 20 Priscilla, 19 Rye Lane, 18 Bottoms, 17 Fair Play, 16 Asteroid City, 15 Creed 3, 14 Maestro, 13 Past Lives, 12 Saltburn, and 11 Air. That is it. My top 10 of the year will be coming out in another video in a few days. Let me know your top 10 or your honorable mentions down below in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to my second channel. Follow me on Instagram. Do all of those things. I got to record this second video. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next video.